So, y'all, I'm on my way to Richmond, Virginia. And I figured I would come in here and give my review of the versus battle that just apparently broke records between Brandy and Monica. Now, I don't really like the way this shit is framed. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't like the whole versus thing because to me, versus denotes that they're going to be a winner and a loser. And in the situation with these verses, is they're not really winners and losers. Like, if you liked Brandy before you came into this, you're going to say Brandy won. If you liked Monica before you came into this, you're going to say that Monica won. It is what it is. How you have a versus match off of old songs and winners and losers, I don't fuck with that. I don't like seeing the pitting against each other. To me, at best, they may be a cipher or a session or something like that. You know how you have like a freestyle session, which it might not be a battle rap session, but you just come in, kick your little flow, and everybody do their oohs and ahs, and it is what it is. I don't like it being framed as a versus because it's like you can't really have a winner and loser in this. Whoever has the most fans win. That's just what it is. Whoever had the most fans throughout their career, that's who wins. That's like going to a basketball game against the Lakers and the motherfucking Rockets, and whoever got the most fans in the stands, that's who wins. Like, it doesn't make any sense for it to be a versus where they decide winners and losers. Because the fans are going to decide who wins and loses, right? And of course, Brandy gonna have more, she got more exposure in her career due to her deep Illuminati ties. Yes, I went there with it. She was deep in the game at one time. She went from I Wanna Be Down, Moesha, dropping her records or whatever like that. She was able to get a whole show. People, resonate with Brandy on that level. Monica didn't get that exposure. Monica was a little bit more for the streets, if you will. For the hood and shit like that. So she didn't really get the crossover appeal that Brandy got. Because really, when you deciding on what a hit is, you looking at billboards and things like that as to whether white folk like your music or not. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Who determines hits is going to be white folk. If they like it, then it's decided to be a hit. Whereas for me, I hear plenty of songs that may not be called hits, but I still fuck with the songs. I still think the songs are better than some of the so-called hits. For example, let's take one of y'all's favorite artists in Drake. Drake done had some so-called hits that was trash to me. Hotline Bling being one of the ones that's on top of my head. Hotline Bling was trash, but it's still considered a hit. That Tootsie Slide shit he just did recently, considered a hit, is trash as fuck. Some of the worst shit he ever put out, if you ask me. But it's still a hit in the eyes of the Billboard, in the eyes of when you got kids and white folk out here judging music, right? So I think that the hit thing is subjective as well. Now, of course, everybody that came in was like, well, I already fucking with Brandy, gonna still fuck with Brandy. Everybody fucking with Monica, gonna fuck with Monica. But then you had motherfuckers sitting out here talking about Monica's energy and her clothes and hair and Brandy's clothes, and it's like these motherfuckers be talking about shit that don't even matter. Well, Brandy, she won just off her energy alone. It's like, that ain't what this shit is about. If I'm dropping hot fire, I can sit there with shades on, not saying a motherfucking word, and just play the heat. And if we going off that, then my songs are more hot fire. My songs got flames on them. I don't give a fuck what you talking about my energy or my shoes. Like, hair, makeup, all this shit. Like, motherfuckers be talking about some shit that's irrelevant to the actual what's supposed to be being judged here. And again, I don't think it can necessarily be judged because this is all old songs that have already did their numbers and shit like that. So I don't see how it can be judged unless they were up there having a vocal battle, song for song and shit like that, singing live or something. Like, then maybe. But playing old songs, DJ Brandy, DJ Monica, like, it's to me, it's not really, I don't see the versus aspect of it. I think it's more of a, just a celebration of the music and shit like that. I don't really see the versus aspect of it. That's just like when Snoop went against X. Like, I fuck with Dark Man X heavier. He was more a street dude. Snoop, deeper Illuminati ties, better crossover appeal. So people gonna say he won just based on that alone. But when we talking about, to me, bars and shit like that, DMX wins hands down. That's to me though. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a bias for bars when it comes to rap. I just do. I don't give a fuck what somebody talking about or saying is a hit. I want to see what these bars hitting for real quick. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think it should be framed as a session or a cipher at best. Everybody had their opinions, you know, people making their memes and shit like that. I even saw a clip where bitch ass Kamala Harris and hoe ass Joe Biden, they came and showed their motherfucking face. Talking about how much they like the music and shit. Like, how the fuck, and this is my, and see, I'm gonna have a problem with Brandy and Monica on this. This shouldn't even have been allowed. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? Meanwhile, you locking up young Brandys, young Monicas, or you imprisoning their motherfucking fathers. Like, get your bitch ass the fuck up out of here. But they allow their platform to be used to push the vote. And of course, I disagree with that shit. That's propaganda like a motherfucker. But they allowed themselves to be used. Because I'm sure they supporting Joe Biden and Kamala and shit like that. Now, y'all know I can't fuck with that. And I don't think they should allow their platform to be used for no bullshit like that. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. You locking up, you don't know whether the people you locking up can sing or got talent, or if they discover, you don't know any of that. Maybe they'll be able to make it further if they had their motherfucking daddy in the house. You get your bitch ass the fuck out of here, Biden. Where the fuck you come from? You know what I'm saying? But y'all know I'm an extra, so you know, I'll let that slide a little bit, but because it's them, and I don't fuck with this versus shit. I don't like what people be, you know, making it a battle. You know that the battle really between them started back in the day with that "Boy Is Mine" song, which is to me one of the worst songs that either one of them ever made. Well, I guess Brandy's last album was complete trash, so I guess I would have to resort to Brandy's last album to find the worst song she ever made. But like, that shit trash as fuck, man. I never liked that song. I never understood I guess I did understand the appeal, because women love fighting over dick. I don't know what that is. If you'd have got with Makai's ass, who was the motherfucker that was in the video, he'd have fucked both of them gladly and had no problems with it. Get him a little polygamy thing set up, and he had no problem with it. But women love going to war over some dick. I swear, it is ridiculous to me. Never made sense to me. But that's where the feud really started between them. It was on some "Boy Is Mine" type of shit. And that's what got them going in like that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody kind of fueled that. And people even fuel that right now. Even when people were saying the verses was coming, they was talking about that shit and a little beef between them and, you know, Monica's energy. But to me, Brandy fake as hell. So, you know, this lady's a fucking actress, man. You can fake energy. I don't know if that shit was really genuine. Motherfuckers be talking about how genuine people are. It's like, how the fuck you know, man? Like, people be killing me with how they fuck with these celebrities. Like, how can you speak on somebody's genuineness and you don't know them, you don't spend any time with them, but they're genuine? Like, even if you said Monica's energy was trash, that would be her genuine energy. She didn't feel like fake smiling and, you know, kikiing and carrying on. Like, why somebody gotta do that to impress y'all? I swear we love fake shit. We love it to the end. We love some fake shit. You know, that's just how people are. These fucking fans out here talking about some energy. Like, that ain't what this shit is about. The verses ain't got shit to do with energy, clothes, hair, none of that shit that people be talking about. Trashing how somebody look and all this shit. Like, man, that ain't what this shit is supposed to be about. But I guess, you know, people gonna make it about whatever they want to make it about. But to me, it just shouldn't be about that type of shit. Like, it should just be about whether or not the records are good records or not. That's all it should be about. Whether it's a good record or not. I mean, I listen to both of them. I know that people get a nostalgic feel from listening to older songs. But me, you know, if I want to listen to older songs, I just listen to them. I haven't gotten rid of the songs that I vibe with, the songs that I liked. I didn't get rid of them. So it ain't like I need necessarily get nostalgia feel from this. And I didn't watch the whole thing. I only saw the snippets and pieces because I refuse to watch a whole verses. Like, I just can't do it. I refuse. I just see what people be talking about the next day and who they said won or lost or whatever like that. That's what, you know, I see that and watch a couple little snippets. I wanted to see what people talking about with this energy that Monica had, and she wasn't as excited or whatever. It's like, how does that determine anything? I do believe that Monica has the stronger voice. She may not be as a seasoned of a singer, as trained of a singer as Brandy, but I do feel like she has a stronger voice. I always like the passion in her voice much better than I did at Brandy. But, you know, to me, it wasn't no winners and losers. It was just two people playing their music, so I'm not choosing a side. I'm not choosing a side at all. You know, I ain't really into all that. It was just, they played their music. They gave people, you know what I'm saying, gave people a little flashback of what the type of hits they had, and it just is what it is. But people make this shit real heavy. Real heavy. And I don't know how they determine the winners and losers. I think Billboard may have a system where they choose it, but you still got white folk choosing who win and losing against black music. Like, get the fuck out of here. And you know, well, Dre and, not Dre, but Swiss and Timbo, they done sold the shit over to Apple. More white folk. I mean, you got white folk everywhere, all in our shit. I still haven't seen a white versus battle yet. Haven't seen a versus battle against no white folk. It's black folk. And even when people talk about the next verses they want to see, is still be black folk. Like, they like seeing black folk be involved in situations where we versus each other. But I don't like the metric. I don't like the way it's set up. I don't like the just how it's set up is trash to me. Like, this is a celebration of black music, man. Celebration of black talent. Because we got the motherfucking talent. Let's not get it confused. We're exploited for our talent, but we got the talent. It is what it is. But again, I don't think it's winners and losers and shit, but I want to hear what y'all think about this shit. Again, this shit was breaking records. A lot of people tuned in for it. A lot of people fuck with it. A lot of people vibe with it. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. Or whether y'all think there was a winner or a loser. I do believe that Brandy got a whole lot more exposure throughout her career. She was even able to kill a motherfucker with her car, and it was water over the motherfucking bridge, like, water under the bridge. Like, it didn't even matter that she murdered a motherfucker with her car. That's what that Illuminati will do for you. You can go out here and do some shit real quick. But she had way more exposure than Monica. Monica was more street, you know, and she was associated with street dudes, even with her being associated with C-Murder right now. Monica was on some street hood shit. She one of them hood voices, you know what I'm saying? You'll have those hood voices that come up sometime, like a Keisha Cole or, you know, a K. Michelle, you know what I'm saying? Like, be more on that hood shit. Be more with the hood type shit. And people who have more of that crossover appeal, like Brandy's godmother did, which, I mean, Whitney Houston, you know, phenomenal talent, period. But Whitney was able to do crossover. And white folk fuck with Whitney. That made her a huge star. Not saying she didn't deserve it, because her voice is still one that is still unmatched to this day, you know what I'm saying? But Brandy had that appeal. She was able to get a show. You know what I'm saying? Able to be in movies. So, you know, I just feel like the shit may be a little, you know, the way they measure the shit may be a little off, in my opinion. But y'all comment, let me know what the fuck y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Links to follow me in the description box. This has been another Rob Reviews, y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.